just wondering, after 2 rounds of the Six Nations Championship, how concerned are you at the attack side of the game? It just seems that there's a kind of a lack of a cutting edge there at the moment.
To say I'm concerned, obviously we'd be stating the obvious regarding the points that we've scored lately. But where we're going, certainly behind the scenes, and what we've seen over some of the games, Corky, over the last year, I'm pretty confident in where we are going.
And in terms of your approach, particularly for the Italian game, that's the one we're going to focus on. There has been some suggestions that maybe some of the less experienced players should get a chance. But from your point of view, how are you going to approach a match like that?
I'll do what's right for the team, and what's right for the team is making sure that we get the best performance out of them. We will pick the strongest side that we need to make that happen.
Thank you.
Hi, Andy. Just wondering, in the aftermath of the match, Ireland had scored kind of 10 points in a row, and we're in 2 points of winning it at the end, and the statistics were in Ireland's favour. After looking at the review, did you have a different picture of it, and maybe it didn't seem so much one that slipped away? If Ireland had taken their chances, but equally if France had taken their chances, it might have looked like a different game.
Yeah, I suppose you do have to watch every game, don't you, to understand it properly, because the statistics don't usually tell the full story. I thought in summary I thought we controlled the game pretty well in the first half. Obviously, the conditions didn't look like it on TV, but it was pretty wet out there to start with. So I thought we controlled the game pretty well, and I thought there was quite a bit of good play, and obviously not perfect. But after 23 minutes, we possibly had an opportunity to go 10-0 up. Is that a different game from there on in? It possibly is. I think we lost a little bit of that control, certainly at the start of the second half, and we continued to try and chase the game a little bit instead of putting the ball in front of our forwards, whether that's run, kick or pass. I thought we managed the game not quite as strongly as we could have done in that second half, and therefore didn't create as many chances as we possibly would have hoped.
When you're talking about the importance you place on the Italy match, there's a lot of coaches from England and Wales and South Africa and other countries that don't talk in terms of the next game. They kind of see a bigger picture. Are you confident that's the right approach, that all the eggs should go in the basket for this Italy match, or can you afford to take a bigger view?
Well, you always take a bigger view. You always do that in the forefront of your mind, but you certainly have to concentrate on the here and now. I think if we look at the context of what's happening for us, we've got to look at the balance of our squad and game time that people's had, and what's coming up with the follow week, and then another game, and then another follow week, and some of these guys might have not played for 5 or 6 weeks, etc. So there's all sorts of things that has to come into it. But the first and foremost for me is doing what's right for the squad.
Thanks, Andy. Could you just tell us if there's any injuries or how the health of the squad is?
The health's pretty good coming back into. There's 1 or 2 lads with just bangs and bruises, but nothing too serious. I'm sure by the start of next week we'll have a full bill of health, hopefully.
Thank you.
Andy, hi. Just on that, are Johnny Sexton and James Ryan, are they on course to be fit for Italy?
They are, yeah.
Just one more from me then. Are you worried about the team's form so far in the championship after those 2 defeats, and if whether or not it could affect the team's confidence going forward?
Concerned about the form, I suppose. When you analyse the games, you can look at it all sorts of ways, can't you? Really, regarding the 14-man and game against Wales, and we played some decent rugby against those, and was we unlucky not to win? I don't believe it unlucky, so I'm not the type of guy that wants to make any type of excuses, of anything that's happened within the squad. And I suppose form, not as much results. Obviously, results are pretty important for us in regard to the Six Nations. We've lost 2, and that's the reality, So we need to get back on the horse and put in a good performance and result against Italy.
Okay, cheers, thank you.
Thanks.
Hey Andy, can I just ask about the 3 positive cases in French camp, the COVID cases, and obviously it transpires they train against the France Sevens who now have an outbreak, it seems. Are you concerned about that, and what's the latest from your guys' side?
Yeah, well, we've all been thoroughly tested. We normally get tested maybe twice a week. We had some downtime on Monday, and we got tested in our own time there, so all that's come back negative. And then all the lads have got tested again on Wednesday to come into camp fit on Thursday, and we're getting tested again on Friday. So we're literally up to the nose in it, really, regarding testing's concerned. But we're doing everything that we can to make sure that we do the right thing.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Andy, just to go back on the first question when Corky asked you about your concerns around the attack, and you were saying behind the scenes you're confident in where you're going at the moment, but what are the changes you can make, I suppose, on a short-term basis with the coming games against Italy, Scotland and England?
Yeah. The biggest thing for me is our understanding of our game understanding, but at the same time understanding where the space is, and like I keep saying to you boys, and I ain't trying to make this complicated at all, because it's not complicated. It's unbelievably simple. The run, kick or pass element, as far as game understanding or decision making is concerned, is where you can put pace onto the ball. Sometimes it's in front of you, sometimes it's to the side of you, sometimes there's no option whatsoever other than to run with brute force and do your best. To do all that, you've got to be set and ready to go as a team nice and early in the piece, because you don't get time at international football to do anything different if you're not set nice and early. Therefore, those spaces that you would normally set up at Pro 14 level, etc., tend to be there 30 seconds later, and they're not anymore. So we are creating opportunities through our game understanding. Are we seeing all those opportunities that we're creating or executing on those opportunities that we're creating? No, not at this moment in time. That's obviously the work on, and that's where we need to get to.
And how much scope is there given to the players to take an opportunity and play what they see in front of them on the moment?
Well, again, we can't complicate that, because that's I don't know a team that I don't know a coach really that's ever said to them, don't take an opportunity, don't take what's in front of them. It's showing the pictures constantly of what they need to be able to do to execute. That is key for us. And gone are the days now where it's just up to the halfbacks to see those. It ain't just up to the centres or the outside guys to be able to do that. It's a team issue, and we all need to be on the same page regarding that.
Thanks.
And already some of the pundits are starting to talk about pressure that comes with the gig, but as head coach, how do you deal with that?
I've dealt with it all my life. It's you either embrace the pressure or you get buried by it. I enjoy it. It makes you feel alive. That when you're taking the gig on. I believe if you've not got pressure in your life, it's not living. It's not living anyway. So it goes with the territory, I suppose.
With that then, how significant are the next few weeks, and what are you taking as the pluses from the first 2 games that you can look to build on?
Well, yeah, I suppose the plus, the character in the side in the Welsh game, and obviously the disappointment in that it was there to be won, but we didn't quite get over the line. But the character and the will and the fight to try and achieve that was there for all to see, I would have thought. And then in the French game, obviously everyone's talking about just how good a team that they are, But as I was saying to you, the game takes a different course if it goes after 23 minutes. We're 10 points up. But having said that, we've got to be better. We've got to be better. There's no excuses. We've got to be better at imposing our game on the opposition, and that's what we want to do against Italy.
Could I just ask two more quickly? Sorry, David. Yeah, quick one, Murray.
Was Dave Kilcoyne injured last week, and how is he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he had a calf, Murray. He should be fit to go at the start of next week.
Right, and just on Caelan Doris, are you expected to be without him for foreseeable future, or what's the latest with there?
Yeah, we are for the foreseeable future. Caelan's getting well looked after, seeing the right people, getting the right advice, and making sure that he's comfortable on his return to play. That's still in process, but we don't intend to see him back anytime soon.
House of Rugby Ireland, here on Joe. Game changed.